What's up, guys? Welcome back to the LG Studios here in New York City. I'm Axel Toss, joined by Axlab, and you are currently watching our coverage of the qualifiers for the WCS America Premier League. It starts up next week, 8 p.m. Eastern, absolutely every single day, Monday through Thursday. Make sure you tune in. But we've already had 5 players qualify: Alicia, Revival, Apocalypse, the STC, and Crank. And we might have another one after this next game.
That's, of course, because Hart is up 1-0. If he wins this map, he will join that illustrious list of qualificants to join the 24 people already in the Premier League. Of course, his opponent is going to have something to say about it. That, of course, is Top. Down 0-1, but not out. He needs to win 2 more maps in a row to win this spot.
2 in a row against Hart, which is going to be interesting. If he can do it, I will... it'd be an amazing feat. Hart is such a good player, but Top's shown throughout this tournament that he definitely is a very good player, definitely capable. So, guys, let's find out what happens in Game 2. It's going to be on Daybreak. So, Daybreak, a map that we are a little familiar with. Of course, has those 3 pathways in the middle that are pretty much tell the story of this game. Also, a decent rush distance and relatively large amount of airspace. So drops are definitely a high occurrence. But here we are in game number 2 of this best of 3. In the bottom left-hand location, we have the Red Terran player who is currently up 1-0. He is 1 win away from advancing to the next round. He's 1 win away from qualifying for the Premier League of WCS America. He is Hart. His opponent in the top right-hand location. The Chinese players who's currently down 0-1 and on the verge of being broken by Hart. But if he wins 2 in a row, he will advance to the Premier League of WCS America. He is Top.
So what I'm curious to see is, are we going to see some similar plays from these players? Is Hart going to go for that pressure with the Widowmine drop and the Marines early on? Top showed a great defense against it, but then Hart also showed a great defense against that Colossi timing push. So I almost feel we might see both these players mix up their builds just a little bit, kind of realizing their opponents are ready for these tricks they had last game.
I would like to see... I want to see a nice DT opening here from Top. Off of 2 bases is fine.
Yes,
that's fine.
You pretty much always want to go DTs off 2 bases.
Yeah.
Against Terran. Against Protoss it's different, but against Terran and Zerg, 1 base CT, don't do that one at home. I don't recommend it.
Unless you follow it up with an Archon all-in. Wouldn't that be cool?
How do you break your bunker or depots?
You drop with the Warp Prism.
Oh, I get it. So it's like a 4-gate Warp Prism off the DTs.
Yes.
Unlikely to work.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
Yeah. But DT play is really great.
It's one of those things where it's like in Wings of Liberty, you had to invest a lot in DTs, so it's like you can't really take an expansion, but it's one of those things in Heart of the Storm where it's no reason why not to expand if you're going DTs.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so cheap compared to how it used to be.
Expansion.
Anyway, go on, sorry.
MVP Tails has a lot of great DT drop builds. He opens a fast expansion and goes straight into DT drop, and he hits so fast with those DT drops. It's very, very dangerous type of play. Of course, if you can't do a lot of damage, you're behind in tech, and so there's some timings that your opponent has before you get that deadly AoE out in the field of combat, a significant ring count.
So we see this game, a little bit of a deviation here from Top in the early stages, not getting a Sentry early. Instead, getting a Stalker and a pretty fast Mothership core. Pretty standard build. Nexus should be coming down as soon as he gets 400 minerals from here. Actually getting a second Stalker, which is pretty interesting.
What's really interesting?
Yeah, go on.
So Hart's doing the same build he did last game. It's the standard King Reverse Protoss build now. You know, the Marine, Reaper, Reactor, Command Center, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
But his bunker is on the high ground, not the low ground. So there's something he's scouted. I think it was that how many probes there were on gas and the speed at which those gases were taken. That's cued him off that there's something aggressive going on. Now the Reaper, the second scout, this is so instrumental. Oh, he sees the Stargate, and what do you do from here now, Top?
You cancel the Stargate and you build it again.
Yes.
In a different location. And then the
Cancel
Terrans
it in front of
scan
Reaper.
and see that it's canceled, and he's like, oh, he's not going Stargate. Boom.
Mind games.
Oh, you should go double Stargate, though.
Yes, they scout 1. They'll never be ready for
Oh,
2.
you didn't cancel it. Why don't you listen to me, Top? I promise, I know what's best for you.
So, you know, from here, Hart just has to be careful about the Stargate play. Of course, the two variants are going to be the Stargate Harass, or, of course, the Stargate plus Gateway all-in. And the Harass is far more common. And given the probe count, Hart knows it is the Harass option. His Reaper solid probe count. It's not that Gateway Stargate all-in play. So he's going to be happy because Hart knows he's got a faster expansion in his opponent. And he's got a tech advantage because the Stargate tech going forward into the mid-game is typically not nearly as useful as a Terran Starport tech.
Now, what he could have done is cancel the Stargate and then hallucinated an Oracle. Would that be cool?
That would be pretty cool. I mean, he could, yeah, that would be pretty cool.
And the Reaper's just going to verify what's going on, so.
And, you know, the Reaper...
no mind games here.
Yeah, Reaper used up some of that Oracle's energy as well, which is a nice
did he turn on his little... Yeah, he did turn on his little thing.
Yeah, he had to use the Oracle to kill that Reaper before it saw too much, and maybe even kill the probe or two. And
Hart positioning those Widow Mines in key locations here.
Top is going to be using his Star units defensively. He has his units postured to stop a Widow Mine drop, and Hart has his Widow Mines positioned to stop the Stargate play.
Yeah.
So both players are like, okay, if he comes in and puts pressure, I'm going to crush those units.
Yeah.
But no one's actually going for it. Until now, the Phoenixes are going to run around, and this is where Top has to be so careful. Of course, the Widow Mine kills the Phoenix very, very, very quickly.
Yes. And Phoenix is going to take some shots at this Viking. This Viking needs to go.
Run through Widow Mine, Viking.
Oh, no.
Of course, a Widow Mine doesn't one-shot a Phoenix unless the Phoenix is already injured just a little bit, but it brings it down to 20 lives.
So, Hart basically confirms, all right, he has at least 2 Phoenixes. Keeps the Viking alive, but he did have to spend some money repairing it. Not a huge, gigantic deal. I'm wondering where Top goes from here, because whenever you open with Stargate, obviously it's going to delay other stuff, which means you're further away from AoE, because there's nothing out of the Stargate that's AoE. Unless you count like a carrier.
That's definitely true. It's a much more significant commitment for the Protoss to open this air harass than it is for a Terran to open a Widow Mine drop harass. Because the medevacs are useful in their army in a direct confrontation. Widow Mines are useful throughout the game as well. And it's not that Phoenixes aren't useful, but in a straight-up confrontation and direct engagement, they're not really going to be worth their value in that direct engagement.
He went straight to Templar.
Yes, I actually really like that choice. He knows, you know, the Phoenixes keep his opponent at bay for a little bit. He scouted his opponent. And Templar is typically a really nice decision because all it takes is a couple good storms.
He completely skipped any sentries, by the way, which is pretty interesting to me.
It is. Actually, that is a really interesting point.
Because I'm wondering, okay, how the heck is he getting charge, +1 armor, and storm this fast? And he didn't build any sentries. So not building any sentries in favor of doing this. This means he can't force field the bottom of his ramp, which means Hart can just waltz up into the natural without any resistance. But if there's force on overcharge, that could potentially help delay, which there is.
Yeah, it definitely could. And also, Hart's army is not that big. He doesn't have a large force right now. Daybreak's a big map, takes a while to cross map. The Phoenixes can help a lot against it. They can pick off that medevac.
Yep.
Of course, it makes the drop play weaker as well. Just the ability of a Terran army to heal itself throughout the engagement.
There's Photon overcharge. Top not hesitating at all and placing that down.
Yeah, he just wants to survive the next 10 seconds.
I think he's... Oh, the Phoenixes see it.
They do. And the medevacs can use the Ignite Afterburners. They can jet past the Phoenixes and land the forces. But, of course, they're going to be taking shots while they're doing it. And the Protoss
there's a scan. I'm going to try to snipe down that Mothership core. High Templar coming in from above. It stays alive. Oracle
nice
getting in there.
Ooh,
nice storm. Widow Mine dies.
Yeah, I think that was a good exchange for Top. He got a couple units.
None of his units died. As far as like the Mothership core.
None of his important units.
Yeah,
none of his important units. Yes, exactly.
All right. 3 Templars in production here from Top.
You know what's important to note? Hart has neither built a third command center or a Ghost Academy. That's actually really interesting.
A lot of barracks too.
Actually, no, he did build a Ghost Academy. I lied to you.
Oh yeah, there it is. Don't do that. Don't let it happen again.
Oh, it's behind a natural. Yeah, tricky spot.
Oh, that's an interesting decision. Coming out there with the Zealots, trying to lead forward with the High Templar. Ghosts are not here yet. Now, he can't see this army because it's behind the Watchtower, but can send the Stalker forward first.
And just so many High Templar. I mean, the Protoss army looks small, but it's like, how many High Templar is that?
It looks like 8.
Yeah.
I can hit the unit stab.
I mean, 8 storms. It's like, even if each storm kills 2 bio units, that's the whole bio army, right?
Yep.
So, that's...
Until the Ghosts come out here. So what, should Top be transitioning here? No, he's investing a lot into this. He made a lot of gateways.
Yeah, I think he went to the massive timing. This is actually a really strong timing. A lot of pro Korean players use this timing. Unfortunately, Hart spotted it very early. If the Terran doesn't have Ghost, this is almost impossible to stop. You can still do it, but it's very difficult.
On the high ground, too. And Top
but the Templar are all clumped. He doesn't know about the Ghost.
No, he doesn't. They don't have Cloak, so it's not something he's worried about. But there's a
now I think he's seen the Ghost, probably. They probably got a vision. He definitely has seen him now.
He's got to be careful.
He's got to be so careful. Oh, great Storm there.
Dodging the EMP. Well, one High Templar got hit by the EMP. So.
Oh, another great Storm.
Top making this work, doing a good job so far. Extending forward once again. Watch out for those EMPs. More storms going down. The EMP hitting behind the High Templar. The bunker staying alive though, and about 4 or 5 High Templar are getting killed there.
Yeah, a very interesting trade here. The bio is severely damaged by the storms, but the bunkers are really what's keeping Hart in the game. He realizes now that there might be enough charge slots to power through the bunkers, so he's pulling some SCVs.
Oh, the Widowmine both hitting the Archon. And Top is going to be very happy with that.
Is he?
I think. Isn't he?
The Archon
didn't die.
But if it's going to die in a flash in the battle here if it's focused.
Yep. Oh, the High Templar's going forward. Snipes going down onto the High Templar. The bunker's going to take it out. Great storms onto the Bio Army of Hart. Top is up 107 to 92 in supply. More storms going down onto the SCVs as well. Hart desperately trying to stay alive. Top warping in more and more stuff, trying to end his opponent here in game number 2. Coming forward with more storms available. Where are the ghosts from Hart? I don't see any anywhere, and Top might be able to tie it up right here in game 2.
I think he's done
it. There's the GG. Wow. That was cool.
It was. You know what was really cool there is his ability to utilize the Templar to such a high level even when ghosts are present.
Yeah.
I mean, he predicted where Hart was going to launch those EMPs and moved in a way to avoid them. On the other hand, he also predicted where Hart's bio would move, and he landed about 5 or 6 great storms in this engagement. Even with all those ghosts there, and 5 or 6 storms as a Terran player, that's enough that, at least at this early in the game, it's pretty much going to make your army very useless.
Yeah, I mean, we had some great storms there from Top. We had some key misses on EMPs, like EMPs that were like just behind the High Templar or just in front. So if Heart's control had been a little bit better there with those EMPs, that battle could have been completely different. But, you know, as far as Top's opening is concerned, that was really intriguing to me, because I've been dabbling with Stargate openings in my personal play, and I've always had trouble getting, you know, finding out, all right, what's my next step? Because I never have enough gas to get Storm fast enough, get Templar fast enough, or Charge fast enough to receive the inevitable 2 to 4 medevac push that the Terran player is going to follow it up with. Now, there were Widow Mines made, so that potentially could have been delayed a little bit, because again, he went Widow Mines a little bit early in preparation for the potential Stargate stuff, and he also made another Viking, so that kind of delays that push a little bit. But even so, just skipping the sentries, not making basically any gateway units until he has Storm on the way, until he has, I think he had +1 armor on the way, and Charge on the way. And of course, getting your 4 gases really early is really important for that. And it's really cool to see how he just added a bunch of gateways, countered, pushed, and won.
Great play by Top there. He's going to even up the score using a really strong time attack. I really love to see that attack. But odds are it's going to be tough to make it work a second game in a row. Hart, of course, he still won that first game. It's 1-1. Whoever wins this third and final game is going to take the series and qualify for the Premier League.
We have a very important game coming up next, guys. Again, the winner of this next game will qualify for the Premier League of WCS America. It's either going to be Top or Hart. Guys, stay tuned. Game 3 coming up.